shimmy. He's a shimmying fool. He's a shimmying simian.
Shaking that ass, shaking that.
Boy, he likes to shimmy. He's a shimmying fool. He's a shimmying simian.
Here we go.
Boy, he likes to shimmy. He's a shimmying fool. He's a shimmying simian.
Shaking that ass, shaking that.
Boy, he likes to shimmy. He's a shimmying fool.
Let's see it again. I'm gonna stick close to the deep end. I wanna bring this in, breaking down. You know what I said. I'm gonna stick close to the deep end. I wanna bring this in,
Hello, everyone.
breaking down. You know what I said.
So, I was given a copy of Moho from MySmith Micro. They just want me to, like, they were just interested in what I had to say about it and stuff like that. So, there's not really any strings attached to that. So I'm going to mess around with it because I have actually been really interested in this program because, like, it's become... Originally it was called Anime Studio, and then it basically has kind of evolved into, like, actually a fairly competent competitor. And it's also entirely, like, kinematic space, so it's very, very friendly to rigs. So I actually have a few friends and stuff who switched to Toon Boom strictly because it was more rig focused, so who knows, maybe this might be more their speed. So yeah, let's... Basically this is going to be a pretty chill stream otherwise. I'm mostly just going to be reading through a tutorial document and just kind of following along with it and learning how things work.
Do you like my voice? Do you like my singing voice? I've been working on it.
And we'll just see how things go. And I will kind of comment stuff that I like, comment stuff that I don't like, think should be changed, or what's intuitive, what's not. So far I actually do, as I said, I'm very interested in this thing. So, anyway, going back to it, I've already drawn a circle here, and if you scroll the timeline, I also modified it here, and it automatically does like a shape tween between them, except that it's actually like a good shape tween that doesn't completely distort and destroy itself, like Flash is notorious for. Anyway, I'm gonna just keep going through this tutorial then. Thank you, motorcycle, for revving up outside my car, outside my window. I'm not going to be switching to Moho because I've already switched to another program, and I don't really need to know 3 programs fully, but I do want to know enough about Moho to where I can, like, recommend it to people, like, if I think it would be a good fit for them. Because, like, between, like, Flash and Toon Boom, I'm not going to recommend one more than the other. It's going to depend on the individual, and I try to, like, I don't like to make blanket recommendations. I like to say, like, hey, if you want to do this more, you're going to want to go with this program. Otherwise, if you want to do this more, go with this program. And yes, I fucking love Toho. So let's see, I'm going to try something really quick. One thing I can't say I'm really fond of in this is... One thing that is a little bit confusing is I can't seem to figure out how to, like... Oh, I get it. Okay, so when an object is first created in this, you can draw with it and you can edit it and things like that. You can change its color. So like now I'm able to fill it, change its color inside, stuff like that. However, once I make a keyframe with it, those tools and options go away. So you can't do like color transitions. Oh, also unrelated. For those interested, I do actually have another speed paint video coming up soon where I talk about the not safe for work stuff. It's actually uploaded and is on my channel. It's just I haven't published it yet because it got preemptively demonetized. I kind of had a feeling that would happen because it has not safe for work mentioned in the description and things like that, and it's talking about mature themes without actually being mature in that sense. I don't know, a lot of people voted on that option thinking that there'd be like tits or something in the video, and sorry to say that's not the case. It's literally me talking about sociological behaviors. Anyway, going back to this. Alright, let's go here. Yeah. Thing is with Moho is that, like, let me actually just see if I can pull up one of the sample files. From templates. Samples, here we go. No, that's not what I want. Let me just click through here and see if I can't find anything. Because some of the sample files that they have with this are really fucking cool. They do a really good job of showing like the upper limits of what Moho can do. I also know that some other popular animators here on YouTube actually use Moho, like Cass Vanderall. He's the guy who made... He made Crash, or the one Crash animation where Crash takes over the world. Crash Bandicoot. That was done in Moho. Anyway. If I go silent in a bit, it's because I'm reading something. The frame 0 is where you basically create the assets, and then everything else is basically an animation for it. It auto keyframes things for you. I wonder if there's a way to turn that off or make it to hold keyframes so you can do like stop motion style animation. Also, hell yeah, get Ash Corp. This is interesting. It has auto easing in this. You can see how it's when it changes between frame position A and position B, you can see how it like eases into it. And it like you can kind of see how it's like it's not a linear change. That's interesting. I don't know if I necessarily would like that as much, but I'm sure that there's a way to change it. Yeah, you can see right here. I wonder if there's a way to zoom in on this. Yes, there is. And then right-click allows you to scroll. So you can see this is for the bottom. This is for the bottom node right here. You can see the motion graph on it. It's sinusoidal, so it's rather than changing position instantaneously, it is gradually changing position, which is honestly very interesting. By default, I do believe that for most animations, subtle ease in or ease both will actually result in like less additional work you have to do, but you'll still will need to change multiple easing patterns. Going back to Mint. All right. I am interested. Not this actually has like free-form draw tools, because so far I don't see any. Oh wait, I'm a dummy. Here's a pencil tool. So alright, let's start with a new one. One other thing that I also like that Flash has that is not in Toon Boom, but Moho has this. You have different tabs for different documents. It seems like a very subtle thing or a very mundane thing, but it allows you to switch between multiple files instantaneously, which is kind of nice. Are there... Ah. I wonder if there are... Okay, come on. Here we go, drawing content. First seal this off, and then fill it in with a nice shade of green. Look at that grass. I wonder how you zoom in and out in this. Okay, middle mouse, or alt mouse button, or alt tablet button I should say, works. Chat rules. Basically, don't be a dick to people. Don't seize up the chat, if that makes sense. Like, try not to like stifle other people's conversations, and at the same time, like, I don't know, just don't be a dick to people. And one thing that also is worth noting is that I have to mention this constantly. While I do not safe for work content, that doesn't give you guys an excuse to basically act like degenerates here. I get a lot of really kind of creepy and inappropriate comments, and I wasn't getting these before I made adult content, or not before people found out that I made adult content. So I'm guessing it's largely just that people think that adult content gives them an excuse. But yeah, just try not to spam. Don't spam emojis. Be nice to people. Fine to be excited about things, just don't be a dick. Alright, I think this is done largely just with the paint bucket tool. No. I don't like how it auto-zooms. Add that to my... Let's see... Courtney has put too many Sonic songs in my playlist. Okay, so at the moment what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out how you edit a gradient. I've applied it to something. This is confusing. And I'm gonna look elsewhere. Shantae animation is not coming out in the first half of September because I'm going to be away. I'm going to be on a vacation. I have no idea when it's going to be done. I've been working on it off and on for like the past year. I really want to know why I can't edit this. And why it keeps zooming in on this. I have a PDF open that kind of introduces me to the tutorial and stuff, or to the tools and stuff like that. At the moment, I am just trying to figure out how I can edit a gradient, because I can't seem to do anything to this now that it's filled. Like, I can't even, like, color it. Weird. Maybe there's actually something behind it. Okay, I can't actually even... I can't even delete this, or delete this. So I guess I'm just going to redraw it. It's a little weird that there's no zoom tool. Way to thicken points. Okay, there's a width tool somewhere. I just gotta find it. Okay, that's useful. They have a edge invisibility thing. How do I feel when people compare my work to another not safe for work artist? I think that's a very shitty thing for people to do. I think it's shitty to do no matter what. Like, artists already have issues comparing themselves to other people, and positive or negative, making that comparison for them is kind of a scumlord thing to do, and it's also very unintelligent because it's incredibly superficial. Like, every single artist has strengths, weaknesses, and you only ever find up seeing the final product. You don't understand what basically artists have gone through to make that thing happen. So, trying to compare them is just dumb. Why I can't just move a point. Ah shit, time for some Toho music. Alright, fuck the gradient tool. I will come back to this at a move. Very. Get into actually design. Oh sure, now it decides to actually change something. Okay, I don't understand what layer comps are. I think part of the reason why I'm having trouble with this is I think that the PDF tutorial that I have is outdated. Let me look and see when it's published. Yeah, this was made in 2016, and I think this is outdated at this point. The name of the song, by the way, is... There's no zoom tool. I keep forgetting that. There's got to be an easier way to edit stuff instead of having to completely redraw it. Alright, I gotta mute the music for a bit because I gotta... Okay, I need an actual tutorial, not a feature. Actually, come to think of it, the email he sent me a few tutorials, so I'm gonna just quick check that.
You could do the same thing there.
Do something that shows asset creation, what I want to see.
try to pose everything on frame 1 first off. Okay, so the thing that's kind of tricky with target bones is the control that it gives you is...
I'm going to quick restart the program. So I can pull this up again, see if I can get the sample files, because I cannot remember where they are stored, or I don't really know. Okay, well here is one of the sample files. There's a few others that were present that I can't pull up at the moment because I don't remember how to access them. But like here is just like a simple walk cycle for a steampunk wolf, and this looks really cool. Let's see if I can modify some of the bones. Looks like the backgrounds on this are mostly painted, so they're raster images, I believe. And as you can see, I moved that tree. Let's move places. One interesting bit as well that I'm noticing is this is actually a really good thing. On the timeline, when you select a layer or armature, it will only display that on the timeline. So it allows you to animate things character by character. That is one of my huge complaints about Toon Boom, is that everything is always constantly being accessed. So it's very, very difficult if you have a lot of characters on screen to keep them all separate, so that way you animate one at a time. So let's see here. Moving the entire thing. I want to move just individual bones. Let's bone with the transform bone with T. Oh no. Manipulate bone. Maybe this is what I want. Yeah, that's what I want. Whoop. It's interesting they have an upper limit of how far this can go. So yeah, this is largely... Moho animates basically largely by just posing characters around and stuff like that. And just tweening between those poses. Which, if you're familiar with 3D stuff, this will actually be very easy. I really like the way the IKs work on this. Whoa. And control his eyes with that. And that. His mouth. Blink. Rah, 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 rah. No, I am not a virgin. The fetishization of virginity is a little bit creepy as well, and is something that you only really care about when you're 20 or younger. It looks like there's actually loops that are available that you can kind of like predefine and have them continually occur. Try to. Oh. Let's see. The worst fetish I would consider the kind of fetish that people don't fucking shut up about and think, and they try to pass off as completely normal. Try to bring it into situations where they shouldn't. Like, I have one, I'm not gonna say friend, but colleague, I guess. He makes vor animations. He puts them on YouTube, and then he complains when they're not, when they get flagged as 18 plus, when they are very clearly fetish fuel. And he complains about this despite the fact that he should honestly be flagging them as age-gated himself, because they are not suitable for YouTube. A tutorial that kind of just walks through how to make a character from scratch. Super simple. Let me actually see a tutorial like that.
Alright, here it is, the big character creator tutorial. It is extremely long. There'll be jump cuts in the description so you can skip to parts you want to watch. And it covers pretty much everything I could think of to get started on a character, from creating the artwork to rigging the character to color styles. And I'm hitting A to add points again. And I'm going to put the hair behind the ear, because the ear will be its own separate piece, because we want to be able to use that if we ever use a head turn. We want to be able to move that back and forth between where it is in the layers. So like that, and then I'll create a new layer, call it the ear, and we'll go back to the head, hit Q, select the face, and hit copy, and that's going to copy the color that we used. And then go back to ear, hit S, draw the ear, curve that out.
Okay, so character creation in this is largely just vector based. Let's see. I'm just gonna make a black and white character. What kind of character should we do? Tool I wanted. There we go. There's that. I'm just gonna make a very cool boxy robot character. How do you manipulate items after you create them? Seriously. Yeah, I know that Moho is like shape tweening. Trust me, I already know all that. It's more just a matter of, at this point, I'm more having issues just creating items outright. 2. I don't know how much I need to make additional layers as well. One. Head. Two. Arm 1. Buddy. I can turn on the mic if I need to. Say something. Nobody ever tells me anything about the audio quality.
And then just holding Option down, I'll just blow it up a little bit and pull it out.
So now if I am correct, this won't lead... Oh, it's already applying. Okay. I didn't know that it auto-enveloped things like that. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And now the arms and legs. Let's go ahead and do another vector layer. And we'll just do front arm. And this time I'm going to turn on the grid. So I'm going to do Command G, then I'm going to do Command Shift G and type in 5. That's going to make the grid smaller, so we have a lot more squares to work with. And the reason I'm using the grid is so I can make a perfect bend in my arm. So I'm going to select the torso, hit Q, select the shirt color, copy it, and then I'll go ahead and hit S, select the front arm layer that I just made, and I'll go ahead and start drawing a square, and I'll zoom in and hit A, add a point so it's equal on both sides, and if not, you can just move one of the sides so you have a perfect center. And I'm going to curve that out like that and make the sleeve bottom a little bit, and then I'm going to select the head layer again, hit Q, select the skin color, hit copy, go back to the arm again, hit S. Now I'm going to create the arm itself. I'm going to create it in 2 pieces, and I'll draw it to about there, and we'll add points in the center again, and I'm going to drag it down 2 squares, curve that out, and curve this one out. And then I'm going to hit S again, create another square.
This isn't my voice.
This is the forearm.
This is me watching a tutorial at the moment. My voice sounds like this, which is admittedly a little similar. But yeah, I'm watching a tutorial at the moment.
And we'll use
figure this out.
Curves to curve that out, and then I'm going to add a couple points for the forearm and a couple points for the arm. Now it looks pretty weird right there, but the only part that we're really concerned with is to add bones to a pivot point right here and in the center of the elbow. So we can turn the grid off by hitting Command G. I'll hit Q. I'm going to select the 2 arm pieces and hit the down arrow so it's underneath the sleeve right there. And these points here on the arm we can just adjust, and it doesn't matter. They can be a little off. Actually, the forearm will be like this. Let's turn the grid on one more time. I'm going to make a little circle for the wrist. A bit, even though it's... And we want the pivot to be right there. And, oops, select all, move the hand over. And I'm going to turn the grid off. So I drew the pivot bone. Now I'm going to draw, I hit A, add one bone up halfway up the shirt, then to the neck, and then past the neck. And this one's going to control the head. And then I'll hit B and select the chest bone. I'll turn the grid back on. I want to place this bone right here, and it's going to snap to the grid. And we want the pivot to be right there, which is in the middle of the circle that we created. So right there. And then at the wrist, and then the hand. And then we'll hit B and select the chest bone again. And let me turn off the torso for a second, because we want to line this up right. I'm going to hit A and add a bone here to the center of the circle we created. And then the wrist. And then turn the torso back on for a second. And we'll hit B, select the pivot bone in the hip bone, that is, and then we'll select back.
I have a feeling this would be a lot easier for me to follow
leg.
if I was a...
Or, I'm sorry, no, we don't. Still on the bone layer.
3D animator.
And we'll add a pivot right here where the circle starts. I think it's right there. And drag it to where the center of the circle would be. Right there. And then down to the foot. And off like that. Then we'll hit B, select the hip bone again.
Well, I think I probably am gonna mess with this a little bit more on my own, try to figure things out. Because I do want to learn how to use this program to a degree. But it's very hard to find tutorials. Or like, there's a lot of demonstrations out there, but there's not a lot of tutorials. And like some of the tutorials that I find are very, very... Like I want to find stuff that's like quick, efficient, and very, very simplified. It shows like the utmost basics. And it's like a lot of tutorials just kind of go way into detail. I don't know. Anyway, I'm get going. So far, this has been interesting, but I'm going to wrap up streaming for now. Goodbye, everybody. I might stream more on this in the future and stuff like that. For now, goodbye.